So we're going to look first at minimum and maximum. Now, this is the same graph that we had before, so I'm just going to hit graph so you can see it. If a parabola has a maximum, it'll have a top to it. If it has a minimum, so let me just graph one that has a minimum. So let's say if I go down here and I just type x squared graph. If it has a minimum, it will have a bottom to it. So this one has a minimum, this red one has a minimum, the blue one has a maximum. So let's go and take that one out first, just so we can work with the one that we had to begin with. So this one, let's give it a chance to graph again, has a maximum, not a minimum. So when it says find the minimum or the maximum of a parabola, it won't have both. It's just going to have a minimum or a maximum. And if you're finding it on the calculator, you're going to be doing second trace, and then you have to decide whether it's minimum or maximum that you're looking for. This one is maximum. You're going to do the left bound just like we did before. And notice this is going further negative, so I need to be using this cursor right here. Let it go on up. Get as close to it as you can. Hit enter. And then it says right bound, so we're going to go to the right of where we think it is. We're going to hit enter. And we're going to go where we think it is, and we're going to hit enter. And it says 3.999933. Now this is no different from how we found the vertex. The difference is the vertex is an ordered pair, so we would put parentheses 4, 3 parentheses. For the minimum or the maximum, we simply use the y value. So if I were looking at this one with algebra, let me pull up my algebra here for just a minute and we'll take a look at it. This is what we had looked at before. We got, when we did the minus b over 2a, we got 4 for the h value and 3 for the k value. This is a parabola that looks like this. The minimum and maximum are written the same way. They're always written with the k value, or the y of the ordered pair. So the maximum of this parabola would be 3. You could also do it this way. You could say 3 at x equals 4. You do not write the ordered pair. By definition, the ordered pair is the vertex. The minimum and maximum are written in terms of the y value, the k value here. So you would say max equals 3, or max equals 3 at x equals 4. Do not write the ordered pair. So that's how we do minimum and maximum. Now let's take a look again. Remember, if we were using Desmos, so let's look at that one for a minute. If we were using Desmos, we would go and we would type it on our screen. We would hit start graphing. We would type our function. What is that? Plus 8x, I believe, minus 13. And we would hover over it. Remember, that's still the vertex. So the only thing the technology is going to do is tell you what the ordered pair is, and you would write 3 for my answer for my maximum. So your technology is only going to give you the graph. It's the algebra that we're concerned with on this one. Now, if we do where we want to know where it's increasing, decreasing, and constant. So let's go back to our algebra for just a minute. Let's talk about what we've got here. Increasing means where is the graph going up, where is the graph going down. So this graph looks like this. That's the 0.43. So let me just do a little x-axis here. And so if this is the x-axis and we were actually really graphing, this would go out 1, 2, 3, 4, up 3, and that's what that graph would look like. It would be a parabola that goes through that point. So increasing, decreasing, let's change a color here so that it will help us a little bit. Increasing says from the left to the right, remember that's how we read, is from the left to the right. It says from the left to the right, where is this graph going up? So where is it going up? So this is going up on that side of the graph. You only use the x values. So if you look at it on just this scale, it is going up from as far to the left as you can see, and it stops right here because at that point it starts going down. So it is increasing from negative infinity to 4. We never use brackets with increasing, decreasing. We always use parentheses. And when you have a parabola, it's always going to be increasing if it's got a top to it. So if it has a maximum, it will be increasing from negative infinity to whatever the h value is. So when you find your vertex, you need to remember these things. So increasing from negative infinity to 4, this one is decreasing, same scale, only the x's, from 4 to infinity. So if you were looking at this and you had one, let's just draw another one, and let's say the vertex of this one was, I don't know, 6, 7. It would be decreasing on this side, because remember we read it from left to right, so I would say decreasing from, and remember you're only looking at the x scale, so it's decreasing from this side to this number. So decreasing from negative infinity to 6, increasing from 6 to infinity. So that's what that looks like. If it's a parabola that looks like this, and let's just make up a point, let's say that's the point negative 2, 5. So it would be increasing from negative infinity to negative 2, and it would be decreasing from negative 2 to infinity. You never ever use the y value for increasing, decreasing. A parabola is not going to have a constant place, because a constant place is something that just goes at the same level. So maybe a graph that looked like this would have a place where it's increasing to there, a place where it's decreasing there, a place where it's constant, and then the increasing and the decreasing. But for right now, you're only looking at parabolas.